Last week, as you may have heard, CBS unceremoniously canceled The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
The Stephen Colbert thing is actually interesting because on the one hand, I do think that he's washed and it was a disgrace what he turned into after years and years of dedicated good comedy on the Colbert Report. I would say so far as like that the Colbert Report from a comedic perspective was better than the Daily Show. And I say this as someone who was a major Daily Show fan when I was growing up. I've talked about Jon Stewart's influence on my development. I'm unashamed, okay? Despite the fact that I am not a liberal, I readily admit that, okay? Having said that, like, Stephen Colbert became this mediocre mouthpiece for liberalism when he went on network television with The Late Show. But the reason why he's getting axed is not because it was too costly an enterprise. The reason why he's getting axed is because they're changing trajectory. I don't know, man. His show was losing $40 million a year. So much of television is like that, though. He tried to be the face of Democratic media right as the Democrats totally fell out of favor. I don't know if that's the only reason why they're axing him. CBS is literally paying Barry Weiss $250 million. You think Barry Weiss is a more valuable entity than Stephen Colbert? Stephen Colbert is a household name. Barry Weiss is a charlatan. What the are we talking about? It's Hollywood accounting to say, oh, it cost $40 million. His show was costing too much money. It's bullshit.
And then Stephen began our sister program, The Colbert Report, also on Comedy Central.
Yeah, CBS fired the head of 60 Minutes for criticizing Israel, and they're trying to merge her with Discovery. And they absolutely are making a active, deliberate right-wing heel turn here. And ironically enough, they're following other channels that tried to do that unsuccessfully, like CNN. They're trying to do that unsuccessfully, following the pivot that you saw from even MSNBC or Skydance. I don't know. They're trying to do a merger. I forget what they're trying to do a merger with, but it literally has failed. Right-wing pivoting has failed, okay? It has only hemorrhaged viewership. Skydance, not Discovery. Media companies are all kissing the ring, kissing Donald Trump's ring at a time when if they wanted like genuine eyeballs and to bring back attention to network television, cable, which obviously is already a failed enterprise because there's just too much diversity of media. It's impossible to keep eyeballs focused on this old, antiquated, outdated version, outdated mode. But it's like crazy that these guys are tanking what remains of their loyal fan base with the hopes that they could bring on some right-wingers to watch their TV shows when they're not. And Barry Weiss is the last person that's going to be able to do that anyway. If you actually want people to fucking watch, if you want right-wingers to watch, hire right-wingers, hire Tucker Carlson. I hate to give you advice, CBS, but just hire Tucker Carlson then. Like if I were to put my hat on as a media executive, okay, I'm putting my media executive hat on. I'm thinking I'm doing a right-wing pivot. Why the would I hire Barry Weiss? She has no organic following. Nobody gives a shit about her. Okay. I would hire Tucker Carlson because we hate cancel culture around these parts. You know, CBS stands for Canceled Broadcasting Service.
Stephen chose to challenge himself by seeing if he could succeed the legendary David Letterman. And I quit.
He did too. I know he's your homie and you're glazing him, but he did too. He quit as well. As a matter of fact, it would have been better if he quit instead of doing this disgraceful act as he became this puppet. John has become a puppet too? Nah, he's just committed to his ways. That's the difference. I don't think Jon Stewart is a puppet or anything. I think he is honest. You might disagree with him, but I think those are his genuine opinions. I don't think he shelters his, I don't think he ever hides his true opinions on anything. And especially if you listen to his like podcast snippets and shit, like he's pretty on it. There's just a limit to his ideology. Look, no disrespect. I had Abdul El Sayed on yesterday. Dr. Abdul El Sayed, he's running for Senate in Michigan. But there's a limitation to guys like this, okay? No matter how honest or earnest they are, there is a limit to their ideology, okay? That's why when I said it's capitalism, he said, no, it's corporatism. I'm sure many of you picked up on that, okay? And it's the same for someone like Jon Stewart. Like Jon Stewart will never take that next step. He just won't. It's never going to happen. Bernie Sanders is never not going to be a liberal Zionist. It is what it is, you know? That's it. They're older. They're committed to their worldview, their vision. It's going to be difficult. No, that's not true. He's very progressive. No, I know. He's a lot more progressive than he even lets on his show. I never said Jon Stewart is not progressive. He is. Jon Stewart also talks about Israel in very similar ways that I do on his podcast. He does not talk about Israel in very similar ways that I do on his show. To the extent that is like permissible, Jon Stewart has always been a major critic of Israel, but I think that's the only thing that he maybe moderates his perspective on when he's on television as opposed to when he's on his own podcast, when he's on a longer extended format. I've listened to him talk about Israel on a less restrictive format. Kyrie wants to interview with you? Kyrie Irving? Are you serious? Shut the fuck up. Shut up. No, you're fucking memeing, right? Are you being serious? When? I have to get a haircut right now, but I will do it. Yes, I have so many of his shoes. You don't understand. Are you faking? Are you being serious? Are you being real? Stop. Chatter, answer me right now. Is this a bait? Don't hurt my feelings. He wants to interview pro-Palestine people. Did he say he wants to interview me? Or did he say he just wants to interview pro-Palestine people and you thought, oh, I'll just go in and excite Hasanabi Piker for no reason? Man. Yo, dog, LeBron wants to talk. Shut the fuck up. At least with Kyrie is like plausible. He's linked up with a lot of content creators that I know. And that's oh, Dua Lipa wants to link up. Okay, stop. Yo, President Xi is on the phone. Yo, Wemby wants to talk to you about Mao. My heart can only take so much. You motherfuckers are bad. Okay, I have to go. I literally have to go. I'm not crying. I'm not leaving in disgrace. I actually have to go to get a haircut. I have a haircut coming up right now. My hair's gotten too long. I got tricked.